welcome back to my channel, and welcome to this video for yoga for inner peace. We're going to go ahead and start in extended child's pose. So if you find your way to the back of the mat and extend the knees as wide as the mat and gently fold forward, trying to stretch the arms towards the top of the mat, lay the palms flat and fingers spread wide. Try and bring your tummy down towards the mat, opening those hips up. You should be able to feel a gentle stretch through the hips, in the shoulders, in the back. We're just slowly opening up the body. Take a deep breath in and out. Remember, this is your moment that you've carved out for yourself from this day. Prioritizing yourself and your state of mind. Nothing outside of the mat matters right now. You're doing this for you, channeling a calm inner peace. Taking a deep inhale, we're going to slowly walk the hands over to the right hand side of the mat. They can come off the mat onto the floor if that feels good for you. Maybe put the left hand over the right and you'll feel a deep stretch in the full left side. Another inhale and exhale. Keep with the breath. Now coming back to center, take another inhale and move to the left hand side, putting the right hand on top of the left for that deep stretch in the right side. Taking another inhale, and on the exhale, letting all of your tension and worries go. Now go ahead and meet me back in the center of the mat and walk your hands up so you're kneeling at the back of the mat. Now if you feel comfortable too, you can go ahead and sit on bended toes, just to give yourself a little bit of an extra stretch. This is really good to check in with yourself, build strength, and take a few deep breaths here, either with bended toes or just kneeling as normal at the back of the mat, however you feel most comfortable. And exhale, letting everything go. Now go ahead and meet me in tabletop position. We're going to thread the needle with our right hand. So take the right arm and thread it under the left towards the left side of the mat, bringing the right arm towards the top of the mat. This should give you a really good stretch in the back, in the shoulders. You can bring the side of your face to the mat and just feel that stretch. Inhale and exhale. Any thoughts that arise, just let them float by like passing clouds. And when you feel ready to, come back to center in tabletop, and we'll thread the left arm under the right towards the right hand side of the mat. That right arm can come up to the top of the mat and rest the left side of the face on the mat. Again, creating that deep stretch in the back, in the shoulders. Inhale and exhale. Slowly come back up, and with raised fingertips you can have a quick bend towards the mat, hips up, just to get that extra stretch in the lower back, and then go ahead and come back to kneeling. We're going to get into some gentle stretches now, so taking the left hand onto the right knee and the right arm towards the back of the mat, just have a gentle twist, look backwards, taking an inhale and an exhale. Come back to center and go for the other side. That left arm should come around the back and look towards the back of the mat, turning to the left, creating that gentle stretch, and come back to center. Now taking a moment to connect to our breath, taking the right arm onto the lower belly and the left hand to the heart. Take the deepest inhale you've taken all day. And exhale, releasing any tension, anything on your mind that is stopping you finding peace. Release it now. And go ahead and meet me in tabletop position. This is your time for some free movement, moving the hips, the shoulders, the wrists, circles with the neck, moving the lower back. Can go for some cat-cows if that feels good for you. And then when you feel ready to, go ahead and prepare to meet me in downward dog. Now, if this is your first time in downward dog today or for a while, go ahead and pedal out with the ankles and the toes, bending the knees, rolling the arms and the shoulder blades if that feels good for you. Just listen to your body and take the movement and stretches that it feels like it needs. And then go ahead and take a slow walk up to the top of the mat. And when you get there, with a gentle micro bend in the knees, go ahead and fold forward, taking hold of opposite elbows if that feels good for you, and release any tension you're holding in your back. Let your arms and head hang heavy, and very slowly we'll start to roll the body up to standing. Take your time. Inhale and exhale. You can go ahead and roll the shoulders and the hips if that feels good for you. And now to shake out any extra tension we're holding, you can stay at the top of the mat or meet me in the middle, and with a stance wider than hip width apart, gentle bend in the knees, we're going to slowly start to swing from left to right, letting the arms hang heavy. You can open the eyes or close them, whatever you feel comfortable doing. This may feel silly, you might want to let out a laugh, Just go with how you feel. Let out any emotion that comes to you. We hold so much stagnant energy in our bodies that this is a great way to let go of anything we've been holding on to, any trauma that's been hurting us. Take this moment to really let it go, shake it off. Taking a deep inhale and exhale slowly. Slow down the rhythm. And we're going to go ahead, take a moment to focus on the breath, and then make your way back to the top of the mat. Now we're going to go for a Garland pose, so the toes can hang off each side of the mat. We're going to drop down into a yogi squat. You can put the elbows to the knees, hands in prayer position if that feels good for you. They can also be on the mat to give you extra stability. It's however you feel good doing it. Try to keep the back as straight as possible. Have a swing from left to right if that feels good for you. Really feel that opening of the hips, releasing that extra tension. And when you're ready, drop down to sitting on the mat, and then slowly go ahead and come back down to lie on the mat. Now first thing we'll do is go ahead and hug the knees in. You can wrap the hands or the arms around the knees, around the shins, and have a little twist or roll from left to right. Release the tension you've been holding in the lower back. Now let's go ahead and straighten the left leg. Keeping the right leg bent, cross it over the left leg, over to the left hand side of the mat. You can look towards the right hand side of the mat, and the arm will be bent in a cactus shape. This should feel really good on the lower back. And when you feel ready to, go ahead and go for the other side. Straightening the right leg and bending that left leg over the right. The left arm will be in cactus shape, and you'll be looking towards the left arm. Inhale and exhale. Now go ahead and meet me in butterfly position. The feet will come together, the knees will be bent, the back will be flat on the mat, and just let your knees hang heavy on the left and right hand side of the mat. The hands can come to the belly or on the mat by the sides of the legs. And take your time here to focus on the breath. Appreciate the body for what it's doing for you today. Inhale and exhale. Releasing any tension that you've been holding in the forehead, the jaw, the hips. Take another inhale, and on the exhale, let it all go. Now we're going to go for a happy baby. So bending the knees, raising the feet, and grabbing a hold of the ankles or the feet with your hands. Go ahead and open up the legs, And you can have a rock from side to side, whatever feels good. Straighten the legs if you want to, or bend the knees, roll the ankles. And then go ahead and straighten both legs out to the bottom of the mat, and we're going to go for Shavasana. This is the most important part of today's practice, if not every practice. And it's your time to really sit with yourself, focus on the breath, clear the mind. So I'm going to let you have a few minutes of silence in Shavasana. Remember to focus on the breath, and any thoughts that do come and go, just let them pass by. Find detachment in the things that come up. Taking an inhale and exhale. Now go ahead and slowly bring your attention back to the physical body. Wiggle the toes and the fingertips. And go for a full body stretch, lifting the arms above the head and stretching the legs and the arms. And slowly turn to your left or right hand side. Bend the knees and use the arm as a pillow. And then slowly, with closed eyes, come back up to seated. Raise the arms above the head and lower them in prayer position at the heart. Go ahead and rub the palms together. Generate that positive energy and go ahead and give yourself a little hug. Spread that positive energy around the body and come back to rub the palms together again. And go ahead and cover the eyes with the palms, opening the eyes inside the hands and lowering the hands to prayer position with open eyes. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you have a beautiful day.